Good evening, all of you. Good evening, all. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. A thumbs up if you can hear me clearly. Yes. Good evening, Suraj, Amrita, Akanksha, Amitabh, Shruti, Girisha, Pragyashri, Manasi, Srilagna, Aditya, Manvi, Shagun, Padmini. Good evening, all of you. Yes, good evening. Okay, so every Sunday this compliment comes. Good evening, ma'am. Today, after rainy evening, you're looking beautiful. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Thanks for the reminder. I think this is Deepala. Thanks for the reminder. Yes, I have uploaded a video today at 7:30, and it is all about how to be polite, because it is all important to be polite. Speaking English and speaking English correctly, politely, both the things matter. Yes, good evening, Pushpak, Dikshita. So, a rainy evening to all of you. So can you quickly type down the topic that we are going to discuss today? Can you quickly type the topic that we are, yes, good evening Ayush. Good evening Sarthak. Quickly type down the topic that we are going to discuss today. We'll start with the lesson. We'll wait for maybe a 2 or 3 minutes. Good evening Mahesh, Divyanshi, Ayush. Okay, past perfect continuous tense. Yes, past perfect continuous tense. Now before that we will, yes, Pushpa. Okay, fine. Now a quick, yes, good evening Adhyan, Sipra, rest all. I have already taken your name. I try my best to take each and everybody's name in the class, and I think I have already taken all of your names who all are present in the class. Okay, now before we get into the topic, the tense that we are going to discuss, let us quickly take 1 minute and discuss what we have already covered. We have already covered present tense, the 4 parts of present tense, that is simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. And then we have covered past, we have done simple, continuous, and perfect. This time we are doing past perfect continuous tense, which is the last of the past tense. The last part of the past tense. We will get into, I just want to tell you what is there for you all in this today's session. We will learn the structure, the different tricks to understand where to add past perfect continuous in a sentence, and I have some exercises for you to be done here in the class. Yes, good evening, Somendra. Now, before we do that, let me now first of all explain you the meaning of past perfect continuous on a line, by drawing a line. As what I have done is I have structured the class one after the other, so that it is very systematic for you all to understand. And in case you do not understand, please go through the video whenever you get time. It is very systematically arranged. First thing is what is past perfect continuous? How do we know where do we use past perfect continuous in our day-to-day conversation? Say English, don't consider it as a subject, rather consider it as a language. It is more a language than a subject. If you consider it as a language, you will certainly score much better than if you consider it as a subject. So let us understand as a language what is past perfect continuous tense. Looking at the just looking at the time, I can say the time line or time bar. Yes, good evening, Priyanka. Yeah, good evening, Sai Shri. Thank you for so many smileys. Okay, right now we are in a live session. So this is now. Let's take this point as now. Now we discussed last time. This is now. Whatever happens here is under future. Whatever happens here is for past. Now past perfect continuous is, suppose there's an action over here and from here to here and the action continuously happened. Try to understand. अगर ये आपका present है, now है, अभी at the moment what we are doing, and this side is past and this side is future, then this side what happens? यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक जो action continuously हो रहा था, the action is already over. That is expressed by using past. That is used by that is expressed by the structure past perfect continuous. But then, don't you have a doubt in your mind? कि simple past or past perfect continuous में difference क्या है? There is difference, and I'll come to it. I'll come to it in maybe after 10 or 15 minutes. I'll discuss that. But this past perfect continuous action past में हो रहा था. The structure is had plus be plus ing. Fine. Put it with any subject you want. No bar, no difference. Very present. Present, ma'am. Yes. Okay. Your attendance taken. But then you are 8 minutes late. Okay. Yes. The subject. You can put it with any subject. Any subject means आप इसको I, we, you, they, he, she, दिख नहीं रहा है. Okay. It. I'm writing it here. Singular, plural. जितनी भी सारी subjects हैं, आप उसके साथ had ही लगा सकते हो. No restriction as in present perfect. Present perfect भी have का एक difference था, तो उसमें students confused हो जाते थे. Confused नहीं होते थे. They don't remember. But then yes, with this, the only auxiliary verb is had been plus ing. I hope yes, good evening, Archita. So I hope I am clear up to this. This is a very simple thing that I have told you. Now, let me give you an example. And the example is, see, I had been living, I hope it's visible, yeah. I had been living in Delhi before I came to Cuttack. Most of the time we frame past perfect continuous in reference to a past action. यहाँ पे I have been living in Delhi. Now, if I represent it in the form of bar, in the form of that line that I have shown you earlier. Okay. Now, see over here. This is now, and let's say this is when you came to Delhi. This is simple past when you came to Delhi, and this is now. So this is simple past. I came to Cuttack. And before that, there was a time period when I had been living in Delhi. I hope you are able to understand. Letters are not visible. Letters are not visible because of the board, perhaps. Okay, anyway, I'll try to write this clearly. Now, what happens is this is now, and this part is your past tense when I came to Cuttack. This point of time I came to Cuttack. Before that, जो time period था, I had been living in Delhi. So this part is past continuous, and this point is simple past. This is represented in sentence. I had been living in Delhi before I came to Cuttack. This point I came to Cuttack. I hope it's clear till now. Is it only with Pushpak or is it with all? I hope, I mean to say, can you all see the letters? Can you see the letters? Just give me a confirmation. No, ma'am, it is visible. Okay, fine. Now, there are certain situations or certain points where we need to use past perfect tense. Mom, the board is clear. Okay, the spelling of board, yes, typed it wrong. Okay, anyway. Now, I have got some situations where you need to use past perfect continuous tense. And yes, I have some examples for those situations also. Actually, this duster is somewhat not that efficient enough to clean the board. The first action. Look at this, point out, this is pretty important. The first action is happening past. An action that happened in past, over. Something happening in past. Happening in past means the action happened continuously in past. Let me know an example. Frame a simple sentence in past perfect continuous tense. That's it. That goes under happening in past. Happening in past, something that was happening continuously. I'll give you an example. It had been raining all day. It had been raining all day, right? So this is happening and it is in past. Am I clear? Come to the next point. Next point is happening before another event. इसका मतलब है, यहाँ पे इसका मतलब है पास्ट में कोई एक्शन जो कंटिन्यूअसली हो रहा था. She had been coming to the station with the accident took place. This example which you have given, Saishri, this will come under this category. This will come in this category. That's why I have divided it into various categories. The example which Saishri Mishra has written, that comes in this category. See, what am I trying to do is, आप जब sentences बनाते हो तो आप कौन से situation में past perfect continuous को use करोगे. एक situation है जहाँ पे past में action regularly होता था, एक simple सा sentence है, वहाँ पे आप use करोगे. For example, it had been raining all day. Or what Somindra has written, I had been playing carom all day. Fine, simple sentence, खत्म. कुछ आगे नहीं, कुछ पीछे नहीं. एक simple सा sentence जिसमें subject है, structure है, had been plus ing. उसके बाद he has put a time element all day. All day क्यों use किया गया? ये emphasize करने के लिए कि वो action पूरा दिन चल रहा था. So that is the reason he has used all day. Right? Now the next category is happening before another event. पास्ट में एक इवेंट हुआ था, उससे पहले कंटिन्यूअसली और एक इवेंट हो रहा था और दोनों इवेंट में कोई रिलेशन है. रिलेशन इज इंपॉर्टेंट. यस, गुड इवनिंग सुश्री. दोनों इवेंट में रिलेशन जरूरी है. लाइक लिसन टू मी एंड ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. पास्ट में कुछ हुआ था, उससे पहले कुछ कंटिन्यूअसली हो रहा था और दोनों में रिलेशन है. That is what Saishri had written her sentences. She had been coming to the station when the accident took place. She had been coming to the station. Okay. She had been playing carom till her mother came shouting. She had been playing carom till her mother came shouting. Okay. I'll go with better sentences. Better sentence. We had been playing. Is it visible? Yeah. We had been playing carom. Spelling error. We had been playing carom. Is before it started. No, not carom. We had been playing cricket. I mean, from cricket, I just got this thought that don't you have IPL today? Before it started to rain. I have absolutely forgotten about any cricket matches and all. But anyway, yes. So see, this is happening before another event. Another event क्या था? Started raining. इन दोनों एक्शन में पहले कौन सा हुआ? पहले से ये हो रहा था. क्रिकेट खेल रहे थे, कंटिन्यूअसली हो रहा था. We had been playing continuously before it started raining. We had been taking our offline sessions before the outbreak of before the shutdown was announced. Yes, Akanksha, good evening. So one action in past, before that an action was continuously happening. These are the two categories of sentences that we can frame using past perfect continuous. Now your task is to frame a sentence in this category and said. Frame a sentence in this category. Keep it in mind. एक action हुआ था, उससे पहले कोई action continuously हो रहा था और दोनों में relation होना चाहिए. Frame a sentence in this category and let me know. We have been playing cricket. The first one, we have been playing cricket. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Srilagna, correct. And the second one? Achha, Pushpak has written, he had been watching TV from midnight to sunshine. From midnight to sunshine, this will go on with first one because you have only expressed one action that was continuously happening. Pushpak, your sentence is correct. Atish Mohanty, yes. Good evening, Atish. Yeah, tell me. I want a sentence over here. I had been watching Endgame before my mother asked me to make tea as she was feeling unwell. My God. Archita, in one sentence, you have used three tenses of past. Past perfect, simple past, and then past continuous. But your sentence is correct. It's a good one. I like it. I had been watching Endgame before my mother asked me to make tea as she was feeling unwell. The children had been writing when the teacher snatched their papers. A good one, Amrita. So this reminds me of the examination hall when the students write. They keep on writing fast as the time comes to an end and the teacher comes and snatches the paper. She had been coming towards me when the rice plate fell on her. She had been coming. See, किसी का आपके पास कोई अगर आ रहा है तो वो कितना टाइम लगेगा that you are putting it in continuous Saishri? I suggest you can change the sentence. I have to see here, I cannot see there. I suggest Saishri, you need to change the sentence. She had been coming towards me, it doesn't sound good. Put some action which needs continuity. As I told you, हर चीज में आप continuous नहीं डाल सकते हो. If you remember in one of the live sessions, I said the child was falling from the bed. No, you can't put continuous tense. It does not need continuous tense. The children had been writing up, done. We had been studying history till the teacher gave the test. Teacher gave the test. Okay. I had been watching television before my father read. Correct. Yes, Rilagna, correct. We have been so many returning ing is missing. You have made it ed. We had been studying before the current went. Before the current went. Instead of writing current went, why didn't you write down before the power went off? Sounds better. It's a better English. Current is more Indian type. We have made it current. You can write when power went off. He had been playing video games before when. अरे before और when दोनों एक साथ नहीं होगा. Suraj, remove one. I'm playing games before my mother shouted at me. Correct. I had been playing with my brother before my father came. Correct. We had. Adhyan had. I told you in the beginning. Past perfect में HAD had है. Change it. I had been attending spelling wrong, Sushri. It had been raining before I went out of my house for playing. It had been raining before I went out of the house. Okay, fine. Done. Done. Checked. Come to the next category of framing sentence. Yeah. See, if you want, you can make a note of this also because this is important. First is happening, something in past. Second is happening before another event. Third point. I'll do one thing. I'll rub the board and keep it ready to dry. The third point is happening plus duration. Now you may come across a question कि मैम इसमें duration लिखना है या नहीं? Happening plus duration. मतलब क्या हो रहा था उसके बाद past perfect continuous के साथ आप एक duration भी add करोगे. The example is they had been working on the project for 6 months. No, not for, yeah, for 6 months, right? For 6 months. Yeah. Look at this. This one goes under the third category where sentence is in past continuous tense. It is only one sentence, not like the second category, second example that I had given. This is one sentence in past perfect continuous. With that, we have a duration. What is the duration? This. It follows the same rule as past perfect, present perfect continuous. If you remember, present perfect continuous में हमने किया था जिसमें हमने for और since को clearly we did that. For कहाँ use करना है, since कहाँ use करना है. तो यहाँ पर भी वो exactly वही आएगा. Time element है, आप for लगा सकते हो, since लगा सकते हो. Clear? So this is another pattern of question or pattern of sentence that we can frame. Past perfect continuous with time element. That's it. Frame a sentence for this. Frame a sentence for this. Then we move on to the next one. Yes, she had been learning French for 5 months, Girisha. Correct. I like it. Next, we have been cleaning the what? For the house for Durga Puja since 4 days. Now, Soumitra, there's an error in your sentence. And the error is since. Since, you have to add for 4 days. It's not since 4 days. Just to remind once again, since means starting point. Since, तब से लेकर action हो रहा है अभी तक. For मतलब together सारे period को calculate करके 6 महीने से for 6 months. If I want to use since, then I have to write down since April, since March. So I have to write the starting point after since. I request you all, if you are not clear with for and since, go through the video present perfect continuous tense. It's clearly explained over there. I have been studying about Pharaoh, Tutankhamun, and Egyptian for about 3 months. Okay. Yes, Somendra, your sentence is correct now. The terrorists have been planning to hijack the most popular plane for 2 years. Okay, done. They had been laying or playing. No, Adyan, had plus been. You are not listening to the structure. Had, H-A-D, had, been, B-E-E-N. She had been studying in the school for 5 months. Correct. My friends had been making a science project for 2 weeks. Correct. Ma'am, it's laying. Okay, I understood. They had been laying in the park. Okay, I understood. Lie, lay, lay. You mean to say that. They had been playing since 4 o'clock. Okay. My uncle had been living in Mumbai for 1 year. Done with Bianchi, correct. Fine. Come to the next pattern. Come to the next pattern. I had been doing online classes since 8 months. Correct, Deepmala. Correct sentence. The second pattern is happening plus, not pattern. The second structure is happening plus a pattern. ना जरूरी नहीं है कि हम हमेशा पर्टिकुलर टाइम एलिमेंट इसमें ऐड करेंगे. कभी-कभी ऐसा भी हो सकता है, कि पर्टिकुलर टाइम एलिमेंट ऐड करना नहीं है, हमें एक पैटर्न ऐड करना है. जैसे कोई फ्रीक्वेंसी ऐड करना है, तो आप फ्रीक्वेंसीज भी ऐड कर सकते हो. फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ एडवर्ब. नाउ व्हाट आर फ्रीक्वेंसीज ऑफ एडवर्ब? If you are not aware of it, please go through the videos of simple present tense where I have discussed about frequencies of adverbs in detail. Words like regularly, frequently, occasionally, these are called adverbs of frequency. हम adverbs of frequency को भी add कर सकते हैं. I'm giving you an example. We had been playing cricket regularly. So simple and easy. Now when I say we have been playing cricket regularly, that means past में continuously हम लोग cricket खेलते थे. Continuous action में had been playing regularly every day. Regularly हम लोग खेलते थे. So it's not that regularly and all frequently these words you can only add with simple present. But if you want to talk about any action that happened continuously in past and you want to show that ये regularly होता था, वहाँ भी आप add कर सकते हो. This goes under the pattern happening plus pattern. Happening in past plus pattern. I hope I am clear up to this. Now type a sentence for this. Type a sentence for this. Just frame a sentence in past perfect continuous and add a pattern to it. That's it. Oh wow, I like this sentence. I have been watching KBC regularly to boost my knowledge. That's such a nice sentence. I like it. I have been studying in the evening regularly in the exam time. Not at the evening, it is in the evening, but the sentence is correct. It's not me and my friend Somendra, it is I and my friend. I is used for subject, me is used as object. I and my friends have been playing regularly at a selected time. You don't have to add that selected time. You can remove that. We had been talking to our friends regularly through Zoom. Good. Appropriate to the present scenario, Saishi. I had been dancing every day before shutdown. Acha. Pragya, this goes under that pattern. Happening before another action. She had been doing mistakes regularly, correct? I had been watching TV in the night time. Okay. This goes under time actually. You are adding a time element, Ayush. Okay, done. Any more sentences? Shall I proceed to the last pattern? And then I have some exercises for you. He had been practicing dance occasionally, correct? We had been walking in the morning regularly, correct? I had been playing video games regularly, correct? Okay, fine, welcome. He had been painting regularly in the afternoon, okay? We had been watching Star Sports at night, okay? Ayush, correct. So, shall I go to the next pattern? The next pattern is an interesting one and it is a very vital one, an important one. What is that? That is happening plus cause. Happening plus cause. And what is cause and what is happening? Now, when you give a cause for what is happening, for example, she was tired because she had been studying all day. She had been studying all day. Now here you can see I have used cause. I have used cause. What is the cause? Oh, this is so tight. Yes. She was tired. This is the effect. ये है आपका effect हो गया. अच्छा, इस effect का cause क्या है? Cause है she had been studying all day. ये हो गया cause. तो ऐसी अगर sentences है तो इसको भी हम use कर सकते हैं. We can also frame it or put it under past perfect continuous tense where we are writing the effect. She was tired because she had been studying all day. He failed miserably because he had not been practicing properly. So effect with cause. Effect is simple past, cause is past perfect continuous. Why past perfect continuous over here? Because continuously वो action हो रहा था, उसीलिए ये effect आया. Now frame a sentence and let me know. Frame a sentence for this. I had been doing my homework since morning. Okay, this goes under there. We were ill because we had been dancing in the rain all afternoon. Correct, Girisha. He was disappointed because he worked hard but failed. Where is past perfect continuous over here again? यहाँ पे past perfect continuous जिसके बारे में हम discuss कर रहे हैं वो structure ही नहीं है sentence में. We were tired today because we had been cleaning and assembling the things all day. That's a good sentence. I like it. Yes. Any other sentences for this where you have an effect and then you have a cause? You have an effect and then you have a cause. She was rusticated from the school because she had been breaking the rules. Correct sentence. His legs were tired. Legs were tired? मतलब खाली legs are tired? Body is not tired? You can write down his legs were injured because he was running for half an hour. I made it perfect and beautiful because I had been practicing Pattachitra for 1 month. Areva, I like your sentences, Archita. Today, you have mesmerized me by your sentences. She was broken down because his parents had not been allowing her to attend school. Correct sentence. He fell hard because he had been running on ice. Correct? He was tired because he was running all day. Ayush, he had been running. Ayush Samantrai. Past perfect continuous kahan hai? We were tired because we had been shopping all day. Divyanshi, correct. She didn't buy any clothes as all the markets are. Pushpak, past perfect continuous kahan hai sentence mein? We are focusing on past perfect continuous, so your sentences should stick to past perfect continuous. Anybody? Any other sentence? Or shall we move to the next part of the session? He made a painting because he had been making it for several hours. Okay, coming to the next part, it is now something very, very interesting. We will learn it. I may not have told you, I might have told you, but then I will use a new word today. Stative verbs. See, I'll tell you one thing. It is not possible to cover up everything in a classroom. Rather, if you take each and every tense and you discuss it in details for 1 hour, and along with that, if you practice, this is the best method to understand tenses. And I doubt and I bet you that nowhere you will find these kind of explanations, and that is the reason I have been asking you all to join the session regularly. There is no shortcut to anything that you achieve. Whatever you want to achieve, you have to be consistent. I hope you understand what is consistent. आपको लगे रहना है उसके पीछे. ऐसा नहीं कि 2 सेशन अटेंड किया, बाकी सेशन अटेंड 2 सेशन नहीं किया, फिर 2 सेशन किया. No, that is not going to give you the flow. That will never give you the flow. Want to learn something? Learn it from the beginning to the end. Otherwise, don't learn it. करना है ठीक से करो, नहीं करना है don't do it. So that's the reason I always say that whatever you are learning, everything is interrelated to each other. Right? Coming to the stative verbs. Talking about the stative verbs, there are words like believe. You can make a note of these words. Know, understand, love, hate, like, dislike. Love, hate, like, dislike. Oh, wait, I'll check it afterwards. Let me first explain. Now see, stative verbs. Now these are some stative words. इन words को हम continuous tense में नहीं डाल सकते हैं. That is what I want to explain you. I cannot say I had been believing, I had been knowing, I had been understanding, I had been loving, I had been hating, I had been liking, I had been disliking. Mostly the feelings that you have, you cannot put them in past perfect continuous. Somebody had written, he had been coming. Avoid writing that sentence. I hope you will understand what are stative verbs, and we are not supposed to add this one. Now, and one more thing I want to add, I have mostly found one more thing. Yes, I just saw some name. Yeah, Shruti, good evening. So one more thing I want to say that, see, it's not that आप एक session attend कर लो and you understand everything. Because I have seen students attending this session and besides that again making mistakes. So in case you do not understand or in case there's anywhere any doubts, you always have the videos in the channel. You can just get into the channel and watch it again. Wherever, whichever part you want to watch, go to the part and watch. Nothing can be learned in one shot. Right? So that's what I wanted to say. So I hope this static verb is clear. We'll move to the next part then. Give me a thumbs up if it's clear till here. Okay, got it. Now something very interesting that I want to tell you, which is very common, you all must be knowing, but still I find people, students making mistakes. That's called contraction. Now, a question to all of you. ये किसका contraction है? Write it down. He apostrophe D, ये D है. He apostrophe D, ये किसका contraction है? Contraction of which two words? Write it down. Contraction of which two words? Interesting. Contraction of which two words? Yes, Amrita. That's the answer I wanted. This is contraction of both he had and he would. He had भी ऐसे contract होगा और he would भी ऐसे ही contract होता है. अच्छा, now my next question to you all. अगर इसका contraction भी ये है, इसका contraction भी ये है, तो हम sentence में differentiate कैसे करेंगे? How to differentiate in a sentence? How do we differentiate in a sentence? How do we differentiate in a sentence? By their structure. Very good, Pushpa. So, can you please elaborate a little bit? What structure should be there? By seeing the tense and structure of sentence, to be a little bit, I can say to be a little bit to the point. अगर कोई layman है, layman you understand जिसको ज़्यादा आता है समझ में नहीं आता है tense, तो आप उसको कैसे explain करोगे कि भाई हाँ yes I got the answer Divyanshi correct. If somebody is not so very you can't tell them कि structure देख लो अरे what structure to see, so in that case you can say अगर had के बाद V3 had, I mean I'll do it rather like this. He had done his work. He me. Now look at the sentences. Done है, V3 है, ये had है. Go है, V1 है, ये would है. तो आपको ये V3 और V1 में डिफरेंशिएट करना है. Had के लिए क्या होगा? For had it is V1 and sorry, I'm so sorry. Had के लिए V3 और would के लिए होगा V1. Now in case V1, V2, if you are getting confused, V1 is base form, V3 is past participle form. That's how you will understand. ये अथर कहाँ से आ गया? By their structure. Good evening, Athar. Okay. Done. Contraction is done. Now come to the next part of contraction. Yes. Now you will answer me. I'm not going to write. Very simple. How do we contract this? How do we contract this? इसे हम कैसे contract करते हैं? Had not. How we contract had not? Hadn't. So where is the no space Pushpa? D और N में कोई space नहीं होगा. Had N apostrophe T. Hadn't. Correct. Yes. Correct. Perfect. So you know this. Coming to the next one, again, as usual, a routine procedure that we do. I'll give you a sentence, you have to change it into question, you have to change it into statement, you have to change it into WH. So, and your question for today is, I had been waiting for long. I have been waiting for long. Right? अरे आदित्य मिश्रा ये कहाँ apostrophe डाल दिया ऊपर के जगह में नीचे कॉमा अरे देख के करो it's where is the comma it's an apostrophe not a comma I have been waiting for long change it into negative the routine procedure that we do then change it into a yes no question then change it into a WH question now in this case for WH question this is underlined. This part is underlined. Right? Negative, yes, no, WH. Yeah, I want the answers. By the time at least I can have some break and yes, I'll just read the sentences which I have missed. So one more thing I forgot to tell you, had not. Now how do we pronounce it? It's hadn't. Hadn't. Again, one more important thing is often I found students, they do not focus much on the pronunciation. Had plus not is pronounced as hadn't. Hadn't. He hadn't done his homework. Or we hadn't been playing since morning. I think Swami said to his father that he was bored because Samuel was teaching the same chapter of his. Sri Lanka, I just caught up with your sentence right now. Now, tell me, dear, where is past perfect continuous in your sentence? You've written a lengthy sentence. Swami said to his father that he was bored because Samuel. यहाँ पे past perfect continuous कहाँ है? Sri Lanka, we are discussing past perfect continuous. You have to put a sentence of past perfect continuous. Yes, one sentence I got. Had I been waiting for long? First is negative question. I have not been waiting for long. Have you? Sai Sri Lanka, typing error. You have written have. It will be had. Sai Shri, check your answers. What had you been doing? Correct. I hadn't. Suman Sharma, where is had not been? Suman Sharma, been is missing in your sentence. What had you been doing? Correct. Aditya Nayak, had you been waiting? Structure को तोड़ मरोड़ के what you have done? ये कहाँ से V3 आ गया? It is ing. Had Suman Sharma. Past perfect we are discussing. Past perfect continuous had. I had not been waiting. Had you been? Had been? कहाँ है been? Adyan, where is your been? अरे been मत भूलो. Okay, I'm writing the sentences. I hadn't, as I just told you the pronunciation. I hadn't been waiting for long. I am checking it to you. Have you been waiting for long? Question mark. What have you been? What have you been doing? What have you been doing? I have been waiting for long. I hope it's clear till here. Acha, Suman Sharma is Chitra. Oh, that's what I was wondering. That because last class also I saw Suman Sharma. But then I was wondering because I forgot who is Suman Sharma. Okay. Hello Chitra, welcome to the class. Fine. Now I have one more interesting thing for you, which is called short response. Short response क्या है अभी देखते हैं what is short response. Now I'm giving you a sentence. For example, I had, no, not I, it will be had. Had you been looking for your keys? Question mark. Now here's again something for you to think. Give me short response for this. Short response for this. Short response means इसका short response दो negative में और positive में. Give me short response for this. Deepmala, what had you been? Had, not have. My sentences are correct. Archita sentence, I had been waiting, I hadn't been waiting, had you been waiting? Since how long were you waiting? No, I had underlined waiting also, Archita. I was not only focusing on for long, I had underlined waiting. So from waiting to for long, so you will write down what had you been doing? Archita. Done, corrected. Now yes, short response. Some of you have written yes I had been, no I hadn't been, but let me tell you the correct contraction is, sorry, it's negative. I am writing the positive one, positive, and this one, let me make this negative. Yes I had, no I hadn't. That's it. You don't have to add been. Short response. You have to just pick the helping verb and add. No, I had. I mean, yes, I had. See, it goes like this. Have you been looking for your keys? Yes, I had. No, I hadn't. That's it. Enough. You don't have to add been. Most of you have written been. You can remove been, and this will be needed when you are speaking in spoken English and when you are writing dialogues. Some of you might be having dialogue writings in your syllabus. So when you are writing a dialogue, also we use this contractions. Done. Fine. So now it's time for some exercises. I will take 10 more minutes to finish up the exercises because what I have understood is teaching and then after that not doing any exercises, it looks something very empty. So what I have is, I'll be writing down the questions on the board. You have to quickly write down on the comment section, right? Chat box. So it will take hardly 10 more minutes. This is just to know overall whether you have understood or maybe it's just like a revision that we can think of. It's just a revision. I'm writing the questions, you can quickly write it down in the chat box. The answers in the chat box. Yes, what are we discussing? We are discussing past perfect continuous. Just as a reminder, because I have mostly seen students using have or has, which we are not supposed to use. Question 1. I dash think of ordering soup. S-O-U-P. You can quickly write down the sentence. Fill in the blank with past perfect continuous. He dash. Let the dash be a little big because I'll write down the answers. Oh, to get a promotion. Three. They dash. Keep it in mind, this is past perfect continuous. Joy dash for his exams. That's it. That's it. I want the answers of these 5. I have more 5 sentences for you. As of now, I want these answers, and then, ma'am, I cannot see any of the sentences that other children are sending. Why is it so? If you are in the chat room, then you should be able to see the sentences, Manvi. I cannot understand how this has happened with you. Manvi, scroll up. If you scroll up, you can see the sentences. Got the answers, all the answers from Amrita. I had been thinking, he had been hoping, he had been looking, sorry, they had been looking, he had been missing, he had been preparing. Much easier than present perfect tense where you have to keep it in mind where to add have or has. Here you can put had plus be plus ing. That's it. Done. We'll move on to the next 5. Shreyanshu has also joined. Okay, good evening, Shreyanshu. Okay, done. Next 5. Shall I rub the board? Yeah. I had been thinking, he had been hoping, they had been, yes, Archita. Good. Complete sentences. Coming to the next. Next 5 sentences. Oops, I forgot to write the answers. I thought I'll write the answers, but then I forgot. This time I'll write it. Yes, quickly write down the answers. Okay, fine, Chitra. Write down these answers. it would be better if you write the full sentences because in these cases you have to write full sentences. Okay, okay, fine. Yes, Chitra. Quickly write the sentences and then I'll be writing the sentences back on the board. Waiting for the answers. Ma'am, please check mine. I have already checked yours, Aditya. I have already checked yours, Aditya. Where is your answer? Ah, I've checked yours. Number 6. You write all the sentences together because it's difficult. One sentence if you send. Okay, anyway, I'm starting writing let me write the answers and then you can cross check your answers with this because we are running short of time. We have not checked. Sorry. Past perfect tense, past perfect continuous. We had not been checking our mails. Had not been. We had not been checking our mails. The next one. He had not been, is visible I hope, sleeping well. He had not been sleeping well. And the next one. He had been exercising. Now look at this. No negative, no not, so it is positive. Had been exercising. Had he been feeling unwell? Had he been feeling unwell? And there's a question mark at the end. And here also. Had you been texting? Had you been texting each other? Had you been texting each other? You can please cross-check your answers. See, Shrila, when you have written number 9, he been feeling. Okay. Ma'am, I'm writing in my copy. Arish, look, if you're writing in your copy, then shall I go and check your copy at your home? Okay. Anyway, that was a joke. You can do one thing. If you're writing in your copy, you can check your answers from the board. That's a good habit of taking a pen and a paper and sitting and attending class. I always have a pen and a paper with me to write down whatever thoughts or whatever work I need to do. I keep on writing it down. Okay. I hope the structure has got into your mind. Had plus be plus ing. Yes, okay. If your answers are correct, very good. Good. If your answers are correct, good. If your answers are not correct, good. To all of you, those your answers are not correct because this is just a learning platform. It's not a competition. If your answers are not correct, you can write down the correct answers. Coming to the next. I have 3 more sentences for you. That's the last one. Then we'll end the session. Oh, Dikshita, you are still there. Okay, very good if all your answers are correct. Yes. The last exercise. Now here, these sentences are not so simple as I have given here. The sentences are a little complicated. And let me see how many of you all get the right answers. Only 3 sentences more. Last three sentences. No, not three. Two sentences, sorry. The first one. No, not two also. I'll just make it one. Last and one. Three blanks are there. Let me see who gets. Good night, Atushi. Bye. Okay, bye. Bye. Fine. Now see, three blanks are there. You have to fill the blank with the right structure. Now let me see how many of you all get all the answers correct. And let me tell you, if you are talking about tenses, the pattern of question will be like this. You will be given a question like this, where you have to understand which tense to be put. Yes. Answers, please. I'm repeating the question for you. Sam dash try to change the light bulb when he dash bracket slip and dash bracket fall. Write the answer in full sentence so that it's easy for me to check. Arey, one has written by. Why are you all writing by? The session is not yet over. Sri Lanka? Yes, got the answer, but let me check. Sam had been trying to change the light bulb when he slipped and fell. A very minor mistake, Aditya. You find out what's your mistake. Girisha, the same error you have also done. Now let me tell you what error is that. You have made a spelling mistake. There's a spelling mistake in your sentences. Check that. I'm writing the sentence. Sam had been trying to change the light bulb when he slipped. Double P over here. That's what your error is. You did not write double P and fell. That's it. Done. Done for the day. Done for the day. Had been trying to change the light bulb when he's written free. Correct. Okay. So yes, Shreyanshu, Sam had been trying to, yeah, your answer is correct, fine. So with this, we come to the end of the session of past perfect continuous tense, and just a quick reminder to all of you that we are again meeting next Sunday with present tense, and yes, we'll be doing simple present next session as we are continuing in a routine. And yes, the second thing is that I am planning to take a live session on poetic devices, figure of speech, because I have got some requests from some of the students of 10th and 8th, 9th and higher classes. So I have thought of taking a session, and you will be shortly informed about the date and the timing. I expect a good number to come up because oh wow, October 5th. Yes. I also knew this, but it slipped from my mind. Okay, anyways, Anyway, thank you, Amrita. Happy World Teachers Day. Yes, coming back to poetic devices, we'll be doing poetic devices. I'll take up the topic one day and you'll be informed, and I expect all of you to be in the class. And the next thing is that we have been uploading, we have been uploading word of the day every day. That is 5 days in a week, but the timing has been changed. Instead of 8 in the morning, we have rescheduled it and we are doing it at 4 in the afternoon because of too much of workload. And I expect all of you to go through. It will immensely help you to improve your vocabulary and to know see, when you get a passage reading, you come across so many words, and then you end up writing the incorrect answer because you have to write the correct meaning, you have to write the opposite, you have to choose the right word. So the only way is by reading and by observing various words. It's not that directly you will get a question that makes sentence with this. No. It is just your understanding of the word, so that anytime you come across any word, maybe while passage reading or maybe while reading your literature chapter, you can relate it, and that will actually help you a lot. So anyway, and yes, there are many other videos. I have been uploading it, and yes, my videos are mostly focusing on spoken part. So if at all you all are interested for improving your spoken or communication, then do watch them. They will really help you. And I think all of us need to be fluent in English. Though I know English is a foreign language, but then we do not have any other option. We have to accept the language. Yes. Anyway, so good night. Signing off. Bye-bye. Take care. Though it's no more lockdown or shutdown, people are roaming outside, still I would advise you all to stay at home and step out of the house only when it is very, very essential. But till then, take care. Bye-bye. And yes, see you all in the next session. That's coming Sunday. And if we conduct poetic devices, see you over there. Bye-bye. Yes, Archita, fir milenge. Bye all of you.